Hey everyone, thanks for joining. Happy New Year, first things first. Of course, back here with Farshad, going to be talking about, hopefully upcoming assays, a kind of update there, some Q1 goals and, even drilling stuff, hopefully. First things first, Farshad, how are you?
Hi, Jason. Happy New Year to you and to your viewers and to our shareholders.
Well,
I'm doing really good. How are you doing?
yeah, good, good. New Year's was a little weird this year, of course. Pretty boring, but we made through. So on to 2021. Hopefully I see people posting in the group. The biggest year for the company. Is here coming up in 2021. I gotta ask. I know there's a few questions. I want to kind of get people updated. There's assay questions, drilling questions, copper price questions, things like that. Yeah, so curious, have you talked to the lab recently? Any updates on when we can be expecting assays?
Yes, sort of. Before just the New Year, I phoned them. They were really apologetic. They want, of course, our business. It's a good business to have. And I told them, hey, listen, what's happening? Why are we getting this assays late? They have had about 100,000 samples plus just from our area, and they were analyzing those. And they said, you're coming up the queue, and we apologize. We're going to do it fast. Any day right now, I'm expecting to receive the assays, and I'm very excited to have them.
Yeah, no, awesome. So hey, that's a good update. Hopefully, even by the time people see this video, maybe there's assays in your hand. So
Yes.
hopeful here any day. So that's awesome. That's great news. And I guess I gotta ask as well, is that assays for everything, just assays for a few? Like what are you expecting?
I expect to receive assays batch at a time. They told me definitely for the first few batches that we have on the first two holes, those are on the top of everything. Of course, the later ones coming later after that. And hopefully we can, announce it. As soon as we receive them, we're going to announce them. We're not going to wait, and we go from there.
Cool. No, awesome. Question. Drilling related. I know things have changed a little bit. Initially they were going to drill through Christmas, and they're like, hey, whatever. Let's take the holidays off. I'm curious. People asking about, when's the next kind of steps of drilling going to start. Any answers for those?
Yes, actually, we are ready. We have made everything right now ready. We have a meeting on Thursday to make sure everything is ready and ready to go. And the only thing that we really like to have, although we're not really bound to it, is the assay results of these batches that we do. They may change the course of our drilling program, may. From there, we have to decide. There are new areas that we're going to tackle. And I like before we move from this location that we are, we see the results. So we may stay here and do another vertical hole and do a deep hole on the new ozone discovery. And that's why we're waiting.
Awesome. No, and I saw people asking, would it be possible this time around to do a kind of in-depth plan for drilling, show people, on that cool, 3D, model you guys have to show the targets you guys have, what you're trying to do, how deep you're trying to do, maybe in advance for people. Is that possible?
We're working on it. I'd like to do another video on the new targets and the original targets that we're working on. And I like to show them where we are targeting and which area. I'm preparing a documentation for that. So once we have an update, I'd like to have a news release on that update to show where we are and what the parameters are. As I said, this year hopefully is the year that we're gonna wrap up and buckle up some stuff, and it's the year for us.
Yeah.
Look at the market.
No, it's true. A lot of precious metals, especially copper on the side, looking pretty good. You were saying you expect copper to keep going up 10 cents a month. Kind of blew through that in the first 5 days, of the year. Curious, what's your take on the price of copper? Obviously we've spoken in many times about how important this is. For Doubleview, and the valuation of the property. Do you want to say anything else?
Yes, I have had many calls from people that they are in the copper industry. They're really big people. I'm reading that from the notes that I've had here. There are major things happening right now. For instance, right now the copper is coming into a real demand, and it's getting bigger because this deficit that it has been in the economy, it's been about 10 years. It's coming to fruition just about now. And that causes the copper, some say it's going to go to $5 even. But my certain belief is there are some criteria and pushback on it, and they wanted to go controlled. That's why I predicted 10 cents a month. And so far, it has acted. I believe we're going to have a little bit of push towards June, July, and then we'll see $4 in $4 some. After that, then we're going to have a good spike, and then all the major copper deposits with gold and criteria like ours, that they have the opportunity to be a mine for many, many reasons like topography, location, and etc., and jurisdiction. They're going to be the top of the market. They're going to be the star of the show.
Yeah, no, I agree. And we've talked before. Every cent in copper is like $20 on gold for Doubleview, which is insane. So that's great. Good headwind. I have to ask. I see people asking, so I've got to tease you. And if you sit there and say nothing, it's acceptable. People are asking, are majors
There we
calling? Are
go.
people talking?
I give you a general term. Normally, majors phoning the companies with deposits and good deposits. Eh, By that token, yes, we receive calls too.
All right. Good little teaser. Hopefully some more insights as I push weeks going forward. So no, awesome. Is there anything else we wanted to give people, Q1 kind of update wise, things you hope to get done in the first quarter, things you're focused on? I know something people have also mentioned is First Nation stuff. Any updates on that regards? Will we be able to push some stuff coming forward?
Yes, in this first quarter, this is what we're doing. First, I want to do a very good initial plan to make sure when we go back drilling, we're following up on now two deposits on this property, that they are cut off by a system in between, which we're not sure yet, but this is what's looking like, but it looks like they're connected from the bottom. That's one of the things that I like to do, expand on the ozone, somehow not really closing off, but closing off that live zone to make it a little bit better so we can do hopefully in the vicinity of an inferred resource on what we have drilled. We can't do it all. It's too large, and it's 2.5 kilometers, north-south length, and it can continue even further. We don't know. That's my plan on this one. Expand on ozone to have more drill holes on that and go for resource calculation. We gotta go with our plan in the new year. We
Yeah,
can't
you're
can't
mentioning
wait.
resource calculation.
Yes, we can't wait. And the more we drill, we add more value to this deposit. Why do I say it certainly? Because right now, our history has shown in many, many drill holes that when we drill that IP target, we were never been disappointed. We're always getting more volume into the deposit. That's what I want to continue. Hey, let's make it more expensive.
True. And you got to make them act quicker. And I know that's kind of what you've been saying, which is great. No, hey, I think this is a good little teaser, good little update for people. I know we're expecting assays soon, so I'm very hopeful that we'll be doing a video here in the next week or two talking about the results and being able to add a lot more flavor to people. Anything you wanted to say before we close this video off?
I believe we should look at the copper, look at the gold, look at the silver, and cobalt because they're all playing in our property. And that's one thing I've spoken with my large shareholders, long-term shareholders. There are some here for 7, 8 years. And I've told them we got to be ready. Hey, the good news is we're ready. We're getting to the stage that we're enveloping this deposit right now. Now is the time for us. I believe this year is our year. It's our biggest year ever.
Oh, good. Hey, 2021 is your year. It's Doubleview's year. That's awesome. Oh, cool. Well, hey, I think this was a good video. Hopefully, put a smile on some people's faces. Again, I do look at the chat. I do try and take questions that I can. I do ask what I can. Obviously, a lot of questions are a little out there and can't make its way into a public video. But Farshad, I appreciate you taking the time to answer some of these, and yeah, I look forward to our next video.
Thank you, Jason, for having me here. Hey, hopefully this year we're gonna have humongous gifts for everyone. I believe we're gonna have.
Perfect. All right. Thank you
Okay,
so much.
thank you.